What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is Love After Lockup, Season 3, Episode 47. So, we pick up where we left off. Well, actually, not really where we left off, but yeah, with Pupper and Ambi. I said Pupper and Ambi. Amber and Puppy. So, Amber is at this house that Puppy's mother gave her. Don't know where she is, don't know who these people are. She done knocked on the door. So, this man opens the door. He like, what you want? I don't know you. What you want? And she was like, is Puppy here? And he was like, who are you? She said, Amber. So he closes the door on her, I guess, to go get Puppy. Now, let's remember, don't nobody call her Puppy but the people from jail, okay? That is a jailhouse nickname that Puppy says she don't even like. So, I'm not saying that this guy wouldn't know that that's her nickname, because, I mean, I'm not saying that. But I was just like, the fact that you asking for her by her nickname that you know, don't nobody really know her by outside of y'all little clique. But whatever. So Puppy comes to the door looking like she was sleeping, whatever, like, what do you want? What are you doing here? And Amber was like, well, I came to check on you. She was like, why? She was like, well, I was worried about you. Your mom said she hadn't heard from you. She didn't know where you were. She gave me this address. So, I just came by to see you. She was like, but why? Like, you told me to get out your life. You told me don't call you, don't text you, don't send you no smoke signals, don't say nothing about you. And now all of a sudden you just run up, you pop up on me and you got something to say. Like, what you talking about? She was like, I don't need nobody checking on me. And Puppy was like, Amber was like, I said don't call me until you get your shit together. She said, well, I ain't got my shit together yet. I thought that was funny. She was like, well, I ain't got it together yet. She was like, well, we had a plan when we left jail, and you the one that didn't stick to the plan. I mean, we had a plan. She was like, you left me for Sammy, so it is what it is. And she was like, I didn't leave you for Sammy. She was like, whatever. Anyway, I'm not doing this. Don't roll up on me. This is not how you get back in my life. Like, this is not how we work things out and become friends again. And she was like, well, what happened to your job? She was like, Queen fired me. Like, she looked over at Queen. Queen was like, girl, whatever. Like, I did. And I did. And so basically it was a dud. And Puppy was like, girl, I don't know why you here. Don't come back. Like, I'm doing what I do. And then she gonna to ask her, well, who is he? None of your business who he is. You know what I mean? Like, girl, it is none of your business who this person is. So that's that on them. We can be done with them. We can go ahead and get Christinia and what's her face out the way too, because basically we just saw. Oh, that might not even been part of the story. I think we just saw more of their photo shoot. Maybe how they do like the little commercial inserts. I think we just saw more of their photo shoot. So I don't even think they was on this episode. So then we see Shane and what's the face? Oh God, well, I'll never remember that girl. Lacey. So they go to the beach. They want to have a family day down to the beach. Lacey is in a bad mood. She's sexually frustrated. Shane is trying to, do something nice for the family, want to hang out, have a family day. And they invite some of their friends and stuff down to the beach. Now, it's not the best day to go to the beach. It's a little windy. It's not real hot. You can tell it's not like, middle of the summer type situation. But they trying to make it work. Lacey's fussing at him about putting too much sunscreen on the baby, putting it around her face, getting too close to her eyes. He was like, I got this. Like, stop yelling at me and bitching at me about every little thing I do. Like, I got this. Like, it gets frustrating at a point where everything out your mouth is what I'm doing wrong. I got it. I'm good. So, her friends show up and she starts telling her friends about what's going on and how, things, how things are going, how they not having sex, and she's worried about what's going on. And her friends are like, girl, well, have you checked his phone? Like, I feel like her friends gave her bad advice throughout this whole situation. Have you checked his phone? Well, you have a right to check his phone. You can look at whatever he has in his phone. No, you don't. I'm not one of those people that feel like just because y'all are married, that means that you are entitled to every little thing that they do. If you're at the point where you don't trust your spouse or mate, to the point where you feel like you got to go through their phone, their private messages, their personal situation, then y'all might not need to be together anymore. Because it's one thing if we have, like, I know that there are married couples where they share passwords and they don't have no problem with all of that, and that's cool. But if that has never been y'all relationship, no, you don't have a right to go through his phone. You don't. I'm sorry. Anyway, she went through his phone and she started seeing text messages from people, and they're talking about training sessions and stuff. I didn't feel like anything was anything salacious. I don't feel like it was anything that was out of line. But, you know, he did have messages from some women and from numbers that weren't stored. And they were saying stuff that you could clearly tell that this man is doing training sessions. Well, he never told me he was doing training sessions. I didn't know anything about him doing a training session. You made the man, well, I ain't gonna say you made the man quit his job, but you basically made the man quit his job. So if he's making money doing training sessions and trying to bring some sort of $50, $60 in the house, you mad now? So of course, she ends up doing what she always does, which is what? She gets her happy ass on the phone and calls John. Whatever. I'm so sick of Lacey and her ping pong between these two men. They should be sick of it too, but that ain't my business. So then we have Deontay and Nicole. Listen, we see Deontay go on a blind date. His friend set him up on a blind date. Now listen, the young lady he went out on a date with was really nice, and he showed up with flowers, and they went paddle boating, and they were talking about jealousy, and they had a little small talk, and of course everything he was talking about Nicole, and he was thinking about Nicole, and it was all about Nicole, and he missed Nicole, and he still wanted to worry about Nicole, and people are getting up in arms because he made a comment about the girl being a little thicker. Talking about something, well, she's a little thicker than I normally like them, but she's nice looking. Listen, everybody is entitled to have their type. Everybody is entitled to be attracted to what they are attracted to. And I'm not offended by that. When somebody tell me they like a skinny woman, I ain't offended by them like a skinny woman. Because, I mean, I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but everybody ain't my cup of tea either. But let's be clear. That ain't the only thing that ain't his type. I'm just saying. So, later on in the episode, he's like, I'm still thinking about Nicole. I still want to know what's going on with Nicole. I want to go over there and talk to Nicole's mom and just find out, what's going on. So, he ends up going over to Nicole's mom's house, and he's talking to Nicole's mom, and she's like, what are you doing here? Like, why are you here? And he was like, well, I wanted to talk to you because I'm just real confused. I just need to figure out what happened. I just need to figure out what the problem is. Nicole is still on my mind. Now, listen, I'm gonna break the wall a little bit. Y'all know I normally don't bring stuff in from outside. I just review what I see. But one thing, I always felt like this conversation was some bad editing. And what I mean by that is they made it seem like all this man cared about was the fact that Nicole never slept with him. Now, the fact that he brought up sex at all, I think is inappropriate. But do I feel like that was the only thing he was talking about? No. I don't feel like that's the only thing he was talking about, but I do feel like he was using it as an example of, I did all of this for her. We had made all these plans. And yet she never ever wanted to cross that line with me. Yet she ain't have no problem crossing that line with another dude and another woman. Like, she didn't have no problem having sex with everybody else. It was just me. Yet I was the one doing stuff for her. So I feel like the conversation probably went along those lines. I do not feel like Deontay straight up said to her mama, she owed me sex. But her mother did bring up a good point. Her mother was like, so basically you want to figure out what went wrong in a relationship that you don't want anymore, that ain't gonna work. But you just, like, the way I don't remember how she worded it, but the way she worded it made sense. I was like, yeah, like, you really are trying to you're really trying to figure out some situation. Because she said, well, why don't you call Nicole? And he was like, well, Nicole won't talk to me. And she was like, well, clearly she doesn't want to be with you. So at this point, does it even matter why? Does it really matter why? It doesn't matter. She doesn't want to be with you. She doesn't want this relationship to work. Like, it doesn't matter why, sir. But whatever, child. So I just feel like that was bad editing. I feel like Deontay, and what Deontay said in his live was that Nicole had been texting him. So it wasn't like he just out of the clear blue was like, oh, I miss Nicole. He was like, she had started texting him. But then on the show, he said she won't answer his calls. So I don't know. Again, I think it was some editing there. I don't know if he was saying, listen, she calls me. I mean, she texts me, but then when I try to call her to talk to her, she won't talk to me, which could very well be the case. Now, her mother basically was like, you need to hurry up and get up out of here, because Nicole is in the house sleeping. If she wake up and find you here, she's gonna be pissed off. I can't help you. I ain't got nothing to do with this. Like, and you know, let's be clear, Nicole mama knows she ain't shit. But that's still her daughter. So she ain't about to sit there and powwow with you about it. She might talk to her wife about it. She might talk to Nicole about it. But she ain't about to powwow with you about it, because she don't really like you like that. Let's be clear. She wasn't that impressed with you when she met you. So it's not like you and Nicole been together for 10 years. She broke up with you and you have built a relationship with this woman. She don't know you. So anyway. So then, Nicole, we see Nicole wake up. She, Nicole talking about something. She done had the damn COVID twice. Ma'am, what are you doing? I mean, first of all, if you actually had COVID twice, thank God nothing happened to you. Like, thank God that you were just really, really sick and you were able to recover. But you ain't even been out of jail that long, and your ass contracted COVID twice. And if I was your mama, we would have a problem, because that means that you have exposed me. Because if you caught it twice, I mean, I know that some people are careful as hell and they still catch it. I get that. But I ain't gonna put Nicole in that category. Because listen, I just came back from Virginia. And they don't wear no mask down in Virginia. They act like the COVID ain't happening down in Virginia. Okay, so I ain't about to give her that much. I'ma say that her ass is down there acting a fool. Okay? So we found out that Tia is on her way to come and spend some time with Nicole. So Nicole was like, I don't know why he came over here. What is his problem? Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Right? So Tia ends up showing up. And she was like, oh my goodness, if I tell Tia, Tia's going to be mad. Tia has really bad anger issues. So, of course, she ends up telling Tia. And Tia told her point blank. Tia was like, listen, the first time I met the dude, I kind of felt bad for him because I knew what was up. I knew that Nicole was playing games and I kind of felt bad for him. But the fact that, he keeps showing up in the way Nicole made it seem like was that he showed up to demand sex, right? He showed up to demand, you must have sex with me. So now Tia was like, see, I kind of felt sorry for him, but I mean, if he on that type, that's how he rolling, and I don't know how I feel about him, right? So then, she tells Nicole point blank, she says, listen, you are playing games. Like, at the end of the day, I'm not stupid. I know that if I was cool with you spending time with him so you could get some money, so you could get a little this and a little bit of that, you absolutely would still be doing it. Like, the only reason why you're not still playing this man is because you know that I don't like it and I would have a problem with it. But if I told you, listen, when I ain't here, if you want to go out with him and get some money from him and you want him to help you, pay some bills and buy you some nice stuff, you would absolutely be down for that. So don't sit here and act like you so innocent and oh my goodness, I don't know why he still wants me. I don't know why he's still calling me. You know why he calling you. You know what it's about. And of course, Nicole was like, I don't have no money. I do wish I could see him. I do wish I could spend some time, because he did do a lot for me. It was never about, she was like, I miss him and I like him a little bit. But let's be clear. It's all about, she missed the money. She missed the good times. She don't miss him. And then Nicole tried to lie to myself. She never spent the night with him. You ain't never sleep with him, but you spent the night, because Tia said you spent the night at his house. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. You absolutely did. Do you forget that you called Tia from his house? You forgot about that part? Anyway. So then we have, excuse me. Then we have, Sean and, his new girl. What's the, I don't know the girl name. I don't care. Sarah. Is that her name? Sarah? Listen. I don't have the energy for Sean. I just don't have the energy for this. And I think I'm supposed to care. I think I'm supposed to be mad. But I can't. You quit your job. You moved to Ohio to be with a woman who you don't know nothing about. Ain't even seen a picture of her in 3 years. And when she gets out of jail, now she confesses and tells him that the secret she's been keeping is the fact that she has a job. I mean, Lord, I said a job. She has a child. And that's the secret that she's been keeping from him, is that she has a child. And her mother's been raising her daughter and this, that, and the other. Now, then she starts acting, once she tells him about the child, and then I think he said he has kids, but he don't remember how many kids he told her he has. So he ain't even really say too much because he don't remember what he said about his kid situation. So I don't think he did tell her, because he said he couldn't remember how many kids he told her he had. See, if you tell the truth, you ain't got to have a good memory. If you told that woman you had 6 kids, you wouldn't have to remember how many kids you said you had. Anyway, so she starts acting weird. She starts acting really weird, saying, you know, she doesn't want to go and have sex with him now. Mind you, he said that all they've been talking about is having sex. She doesn't want him to drop her off at his mom's house now. She gonna get somebody to meet them somewhere. Because she was like, you know, I don't really know this dude. The longer, you know, I'm in the car with him, the more I'm thinking about the fact that I really don't know him. I really don't know anything about him. And he's got, you know, and I'm sitting here like, you know, I know how my mom would act if I bring some strange man to her house. I know how upset she would be if I brought some stranger to her house. And so she basically ends up getting him to drop her off in a parking lot. And somebody drives up, and she must have told them to drive up so nobody could see who they were, because he couldn't even make out who it was, and he was gonna actually follow them. She stops the car, gets out the car, and it's like, "Do not follow me. Do not follow me." And when she gets back in the car, she was like, "Weirdo." So here's my problem. I don't know what the issue is. I don't know what switched. I don't know, when she saw him, he wasn't cute. I don't know, the longer she was around him, the less attracted she was to him. Like, I don't know what the situation was, okay? But what I do know is Sean was like, I mean, I just feel like maybe I got played again. I mean, I feel like I may not ever see her again. You know, she got everything she wanted from me. She got a cell phone. She got this. She got that. You know, and I just feel like I got played again. Maybe you did. I don't have no whole lot of sympathy for you, though, bruh. Anyway, if you put that much effort into being a part of your child's life, your children's life, as you seem to put into everything else, you might be all right. But anyway, that's that. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in those comments. Peace.